This is my 4-cylinder Toyota. It's slowly getting noisier and noisier the more I drive it. I'm going to start it up and let you hear it. I've heard other ones in parking lots sound the same way. I don't think this is a problem just for me. To me, the sound comes out of the passenger side. Now I'm going to open the hood. Just go by the move my head. It seems like it's coming from down in there. There's only one thing down in there that I know of, and that's an idler. Years ago they put a power steering pump back there, but now they just put an idler in place of it. So I ordered a new one, and I'm going to see if I can get it off of there. Now once I get the battery unhooked, then I'm going to take this off right here. Just lean it off to the side so I can get down inside there. I'm going to try to do it without jacking up the car and pulling off the wheel and going inside. We'll see if I can do it. The bolt for this is underneath the plastic cover. I'm going to go ahead and take this plastic cover off. It's got these little plastic things you just push in the center. Whoops. Push down the center and the whole thing will come out, hopefully. Anyways, they will come out. Like this. Hang on to them. Take the whole thing off. Go ahead and punch them all. Don't lose them. You'll be at Toyota's mercy. Okay, I gotta put the camera down and get this off. Okay, I've got a flashlight here. Okay, you saw me take that off. Now, back underneath that motor mount, let me see if I can get a glimpse of it. I may have to take off the wheel just to get into that. But anyway, there is a belt tensioner in there. Maybe you can see it right. Shit. You can see that. Let's see here. You might get a glimpse of it right there. See it? Okay, well that moves up and down. It's like most of the belt tensioners. And all I got to do is move it enough to get the belt off. And that back there is the pulley I want to change. That, I believe, took the place of the old hydraulic power steering pump. But as you can see, it's pretty close to the wall. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get out. But I know I need to get that belt off of it. you look real close, let's see here. Oh man, it's hard to see. Wow. Maybe I can get closer. See that nut right there? Got the light right on it. I got to get a hold of that with a wrench or a socket or something, and that will actually allow me to take the pressure off of that belt. So that's the next step. If I can do that, then I can take that belt off. All I'm going to do is take it off that one pulley, I hope. If it falls off the rest of them, then I'm going to have to take the wheel off and get to it. Well, I got a short 19 millimeter socket on that belt tensioner. So now I'm going to see if I can get a ratchet to fit in there and get me some leverage so I can actually move it. Okay, this is the idler assembly that Toyota put in there to take the place of the power steering pump. This takes the place of the power steering pump. And you cannot get this bolt out because it runs up against the frame. So what you have to do, take out these two bolts. It goes in kind of like this, and then it sits, it's slotted, so you can slot it down and start the screws. These bolts right here. So you have to take it out like this. Now I know why they had these holes, so you can get to those bolts. Ha! Pretty cool, huh? If we only knew. I tried to take out this bolt and I couldn't get it out. I mean, I got it out, but I got it to come out of the threads, but then it wouldn't come out of the hole. That makes sense. There just isn't enough room, so they made it like this so you can just slide it in there. Cool. Good idea. Wish I'd have known that. So I got this new one on. I'm going to go ahead and stick it on the car, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to try to videotape this. See those slots right here? These slots right there? That's the way you just drop it back in there. It's pretty tight. I have to wiggle it to get it out. Okay, when you go to put this back in, you have to have the bolts started, just sitting in here. Move the washers up by the head of the bolt. And then we got to drop it in there. Sounds easy, but it isn't. So here we go. Well, I didn't trust using a wrench to pull that block and a wrench down. Anyway, I found an alternative way to keep the tension off that belt. I just put a hose clamp around it and tightened it up, compressed the spring, then took off. You see those threads up there? I took the roller off of the idler, and this is a number 14 millimeter. And that hose clamp will keep the pressure off of it. I didn't want to put pressure on it while I was taking out them threads. As you know, I fixed that. I changed that roller. I still have noise. Now I'm going to change the idler. And if that doesn't do it, God help me. And we'll just keep looking, I guess. The noise hasn't changed a bit with that new idler up in the front. That big one where the cars used to have a power steering pump. So now I'm going to change that idler. It does wobble a little bit. I'm trying to look at the screen and spin at the same time, but just to turn it, you wouldn't think there's anything wrong with it. But then, when I put it on my finger and I really spin it, almost can detect something, but maybe I'm just wishful thinking. But I'm gonna go get a new one. I looked on that line and said Advance Auto had one in stock, so I'm gonna go check it out. Had dirt on it. That surely wasn't making a noise. I don't see any metal shavings or anything, but we'll see. Nothing to it. Well, I got this part at Advance Auto. Hopefully it'll fit. There's the number. Focus it here. And of course it's made in China. I don't know what we make here. Money, I guess. Okay, so this goes right up in here. Sounds easy, huh? It probably is. It's got a shoulder it has to fit on. You got the idea. I'm gonna have to let go of the camera so that I can put it on there. There's a few unlucky souls that have done this on other Toyotas, and they said it takes a special bolt. But this bolt, I'm gonna take it that's the original. Still got the little dust cover and stuff on it, so that's the bolt that came out of it. It's just a 14 millimeter, nothing fancy, thank goodness. I don't have one of those weird sockets. But if you do need a strange socket, I looked up the number. It's I think it's CTA 2717. 2717, and it's preceded by a CTA sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and I got that on that shoulder up there, so I'm going to go ahead and put this bolt in there. I need both hands because it's really tight to get it up in there, and then I'll tighten it up. Well, I got it tight. Remember, this is aluminum engine, so don't be over tightening this stuff because you can strip threads. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to pry down on the belt a little bit, very gently, till this releases, and I'll pull this off. Hell, that's better than the belt tensioner. It's a hell of a lot easier when you're down here. Alrighty, so now you can see that it moves. I'm pushing on the belt. Okay, so now I got a new idler there, a new idler there. Hell, I don't even know what this next one is. I'll have to look it up. It must be a water pump or something, but hopefully I don't have to get to that far. I hope not. It's probably the next thing. If it doesn't, the noise doesn't go away, it'll be the alternator. Cross your fingers, people. So, there's the tensioner. Nice clean brake. It's like pot metal or something. It's pretty thin shit. So now, I'm going to go ahead and just move the stuff. I'm not going to bolt it down. Start it up. It should be obvious one way or the other. I hope the heck that noise is gone. The noise is still there. Take a little bit of pressure off. See? Noise goes away.